We're your Daily Collegian football beat, here to talk about Penn State's first Big Ten game on the road at Indiana, noon kickoff on Saturday. Moving from last week's game against Eastern Michigan, big thing, Michael Malty out for the year. Well, it's a big loss. They have a fifth-year senior in Nate Stupar. He can step up. He's from here in State College. Last week he stepped in really nicely, had 7 tackles or so. He led the team, 3 for a loss. This week he said, while Malty had a lot of leadership as a fifth-year senior, he said he expects to step in there and lead the defense. So it might be a little let down because Malty was all Big Ten, like preseason, a lot of recognition, but Stupar should have a pretty good handle on the position. Also, secondary, Mike, you want to talk about lost to Danton Lynn?
Yeah, another big injury that happened last week. Danton Lynn, we're not really entirely sure what he was actually diagnosed with. They called it a stinger. He was down on the field for a long time. It was a really scary moment for everybody, but went to the hospital after the game. He was released that same day, and Joe said this week he's not sure if Danton's going to play this week. I would imagine they keep him out. Indiana, I think they can handle him without Danton Lynn, so they might keep him out, but yeah, he's going to start practicing Thursday, and I guess we'll see what happens with that. But everybody's been really big on a true freshman, Adrian Amos, cornerback, who should be able to fill in pretty nicely if Lynn can't play.
Yeah, Indiana actually, their record doesn't show, but they have a good offense. Their defense has struggled at times this year, but they have Edward Wright Baker, who's a pretty versatile quarterback. He likes to be on the move, and then Dusty Keel, who came in last week against North Texas, led Indiana to 21 points in the fourth quarter. They're on 24-0. Still wound up dropping the game, but Keel showed promise too. So they have some options on offense, and they're fun to watch. They got that hurry up. They're gonna try to keep the defense on the field, but again, the big struggles, which a lot of teams have, is the offensive line. They're young, they're inexperienced, and Devin Still, Jordan Hill, Jack Crawford are all licking their chops to get after Wright Baker and Keel this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how this no-huddle offense works. We've heard a lot about it with conference calls this week, and all the Penn State guys have been talking about just practicing that in practice and trying to get used to that pace and keep that endurance up the whole game.
And of course, we talked about their quarterbacks, their 2 quarterbacks, but Penn State still got
Penn State, co-Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, Matt McGloin, and Rob Bolton, obviously. So we still don't know who's going to be the starter come Saturday. It's the same thing we've been having for the past 4 weeks or so. It's going to be going on the 5th week now. Joe Paterno seems to not know whether he's making a mistake or not. He seems to have no idea. McGloin's been the better guy. We were actually surprised. We didn't really notice. We were talking in the newsroom that McGloin has no interceptions this year. Kind of something we should know, but it just seems like he should, after all the criticism he's gotten, he should have an interception, but he's not. He's been pretty good this year, aside from the Alabama game. So, talking to him in conference calls, he thinks, or at least he thought, coming out of camp, that he should have been the starter. Thinks he's a better guy, thinks he gets rid of the ball quicker, thinks he can read defenses better. He thinks he's the better guy. I don't know what Rob Bolton had to say as much. So
yeah, they both want to start. There's no denying that. And what's interesting, actually, that Bolton was talking about, he said it's very important for him to get those first snaps. Obviously, Bolton has been the guy to take the first snap of the game, whereas McGloin comes in 2 or 3 series later. But Bolton said to him, he doesn't know why, but it is very important to be that first guy, and he thinks he's proved himself enough to be the starter. But Joe Paterno says not to be.
We'll see.
All right, anything you guys are looking for?
Yeah, Brandon Beecham is still out with that ankle injury, so I really hope Silas Red gets as many carries as he can. I think he can do really well against this Indiana defense, and I think it's also important to note Indiana, they're 1-3 on the year, haven't lost by more than 1 score though. They've lost 2 games by 3 points, 1 game by a touchdown. Losing to North Texas, the Mean Green. I love that nickname, but it's not a very good football team. To lose to those guys, it doesn't look very good. But I feel like Indiana's got the potential with all those close games they've played.
Yeah, and I know you're talking about how Indiana's press conference, they just seemed beaten down, just all these injuries, kids leaving the team. It's spiraling out of control for them. And if they can put up a decent fight against Penn State this week, they could maybe get their season back on track a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking for, I think another big day of the offense. Matt McGloin said last week that the game was kind of a stepping stone for the team. They scored over 30 points and kind of thought the offense was really, really cooking there. So he's kind of hoping, I guess, that against Indiana, who's not a great football team, especially defensively, will be another stepping stone, especially for the rest of the Big Ten season.
All right, well, these 3 guys are traveling 9.5 hour drive there to Bloomington. So be sure to follow their tweets during the game and check out the post-game video.